were a rich white dude, I'd kill everybody just to get away with it.
My, oh my, oh my. So what do we have here? Velma has come out and what a shock. It's absolute trash and everyone hates it. Well, I'm sorry, pretty much everyone, except for middle-aged cat ladies who hate the world and hate themselves. But we're gonna come back to that in a few minutes. So as I said, Velma has had its big debut, and like we discussed in a previous video, it was sounding like it was shaping up to be an unmitigated disaster, with horrendous writing and an absolute obsession with identity politics. And once I had the unfortunate chance of torturing myself to watch the first episode, well, let's just say that the show did not disappoint in that regard. It was an absolutely atrocious experience, and was just painfully unfunny. You know, I think I'd rather be drawn and quartered than have to sit through another episode of this freaking show. Yep, this is definitely better than Velma. So anyway, the show is dog shit, the absolute pinnacle of wokeness, and is very blatantly rubbing it in your face. You know, it's so obvious that Mindy Kaling and the writers are just trying to taunt those who are absolutely fed up with crap like this. It's the whole Santa Inc. situation all over again. Now that's a show that studios should want to imitate. It was such a raving success. One season and then immediately canceled. Velma especially loves taking shots at straight white male Fred, who's a completely useless double-digit IQ child, who can't even cut his own food, is shallower than a puddle, and has a micro penis just for good measure. Although I did like this one moment in the episode.
Oh my god, could that be colder?
That being said, this is not a review video, because we're going to be discussing the asswipes in the Access media once again, because just like they did only a few weeks ago with The Witcher Blood Origin, they're attacking anyone who has the audacity to not just bend over and accept everything that Hollywood keeps shitting out without question. You know, I don't care how many times the media does this crap of attacking the paying customer for being unsatisfied with the product. I'm going to call them out as many times as I need to for as long as I need to, until this shit stops. So, okay then, let's get it going. Scooby-Doo spin-off Velma show review bombed on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. Man, who would have thought a piece of crap TV show would get tons of low review scores? So since we got to do this yet again, every time some low-quality show or movie comes out that the media feels the need to protect, they just show a complete lack of situational awareness, because them doing this never does the show they're defending any favors, and only ever brings even more negative attention to it. Yet they keep doing it anyway. Yeah, what's the definition of the word insanity again? Oh yeah, here it is. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Yeah, that's pretty damn fitting here if you ask me. The Scooby-Doo spin-off Velma faces a massive review bombing campaign on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Set before the Scooby-Doo gang started traveling the world to solve supernatural mysteries, Velma is an animated series that sees the team navigating high school. Okay, whatever, shut up, we already know this. Unfortunately for the show, it has been the subject of review bombs on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. How many freaking times are you going to say that? As of the time of this writing, Velma has an 18% audience score. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot lower than that now. As opposed to its 60% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. On IMDb, the story is the same, with 72% of the audience judging Velma a 1 out of 10. While many already believe that Velma's R rating is a bad idea, that doesn't account for the absolute slam of incredibly negative reviews that come within only hours of the show's release, as only 2 episodes have been aired so far. Yeah, so what? People review shows like this before all the episodes have aired all the freaking time. It's nothing new. And it sure as hell does not discount any of the criticisms levied at Velma, for which it so rightly deserves. And you know, I don't hear them complaining one bit about all of the positive review scores that came flooding in only a couple of hours after the episodes aired. They're just pissed off that the positive ones are so vastly outnumbered. Over 14,000 reviews gave the show only a score of 1, against less than 1,000 that gave the show a score of 10. Yeah, that's got to sting for you a little bit. But then again, does it really? I mean, you guys don't even freaking like the show that much yourselves. Velma features race-blind casting that sees Daphne, Velma, and Norville played by actors who are respectively South Asian, Asian, and Black. Oh wow, whoop-de-doo! Pointless race swapping in an already established franchise. Once again giving the diverse crowd the white man sloppy seconds. So stunning and brave of you. It wouldn't be the first time a diverse production has been review bombed due to its diversity. And it will unfortunately not be the last. As usual, always missing the point of the criticisms. You know, if you can't find more than a few reviews actually complaining about the character's skin color, who I would put my money on are just activists writing fake reviews to try and help set the racist narrative, then you've got nothing. The show is being slammed because it just isn't funny. If a freaking comedy can't even succeed in its primary goal of making the audience laugh, then why the hell would you be surprised that no one likes it? While Velma is relatively smaller in scope, Amazon's Rings of Power was review bombed to the point that Amazon had to suspend reviews to determine which reviewers were being genuine about their opinions or if they were spewing hate just for the sake of it. Ah, yes. I remember when Amazon started thinking they could pick and choose which reviews they would allow on their own show. Like that wasn't a giant conflict of interest or anything. Just another landmark moment in this endless struggle of scumbag corporations fighting with the customer, instead of just giving them something the majority of them will actually enjoy. The fact that Velma is being bashed almost exclusively by men also hints at the potentially sexist cause of the bombing. IMDb reports that 159 men have reviewed the series with an average rating of 2.1. On the other hand, 18 women have given Velma an average rating of 4.1. Like that's any better. While still not exceptionally high, the larger score does show the disparity between the opinions of men and women in the reviews. Now, as you'll see in a second, these numbers are far from current anymore. And now we have this writer here on this article trying to desperately set this insane sexist narrative. But if we take a look on the chart over at IMDb again, the women don't even like this show either. A 3.2 is not an average score, you know? That's fucking terrible. Sure, it may be slightly higher than the average score for the males, but it's still pathetically low. And as you can see right here, the demographic that is given the show the highest average score is, you guessed it, lonely middle-aged man-hating women ages 30 to 44. But still, it only manages a whopping 3.7. And this actually came down quite a bit in the last 18 hours or so. I mean, this was just barely over a 5 last night. So suffice it to say, the jury is not out on Velma. Everyone hates this freaking show. You know, except for the usual minority of loudmouthed woke weirdos who think they're owning the incels when they positively review bomb a crappy show or movie. You see, this is why I'll never understand why these idiots in Hollywood keep trying to pander to these nut jobs. While they're busy eating all the crap off the floor because they think by praising all of this trash that they're somehow owning a bunch of non-existent weirdos that they've made up in their own heads. While we criticize the products in the hopes they'll actually step up their game, you know, and go back to putting out quality entertainment that we'd be more than happy to enjoy watching and discuss enthusiastically. Is that such a crime? If you think so, then you are most definitely the problem. I mean, just listen to this nonsense. Of course, that assumes that the reviews are non-genuine. Perhaps there are some reasons to dislike Velma, even if the majority are mired in racism and sexism. So the access media don't even like the show either, but like I've said before, they believe that they're the only ones worthy enough to criticize Hollywood entertainment. But in reality, it's because they're just pissy that in the age of independent content creation, they know that they've become completely irrelevant. We just don't need them anymore, and they know it. So even when they agree with your overall feelings on a new show or movie, they call you a racist and a sexist anyway. Seriously, just go away. No one cares what you irrelevant chodes think of us. So, that's it. Let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and check out one of these other videos I uploaded recently. Or consider subscribing if you want more content just like this. I'll catch you all later.